Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by Medford Parks and Recreation Director Brian Sjothun. Brian, good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, so let's start with this. We're hearing about the U.S. Cellular Community Park, a new report released regarding that. Tell us about this.
Right, this is the fourth year that we've released an economic impact report regarding all of the events that take place out there, and 2012 was right on par with 2011 and $8.8 million in economic impact that the park provided through the events that we hold out there.
It's very nice, I would imagine. Are you happy with these numbers?
Well, we're very happy with these numbers. I think it's a lot bigger than people ever imagined when the facility was first thought of. Since we opened in 2008, we have over 37 million in economic impact. We have almost 30 million into the facility. So when you talk about a 4-year return on investment on a recreation facility, that's absolutely amazing.
It's some big numbers, no doubt. Give us a little background into where that money is coming from. I mean, who is using the park? Who is pumping this money into our economy?
Well, our economic impact report doesn't cover our regular leagues and just activities. These are just strictly events that are held out there on weekends and throughout the summer. And these people that are actually traveling to Medford, staying here, staying in our hotels, eating in our restaurants, shopping here. So if we were to factor in the economic impact of just our regular leagues, it wouldn't be twice that. But again, we only want to measure what we're bringing to Medford.
So how do you approach? I mean, clearly these numbers are good. Are you going to try and grow the park and grow those numbers, or you just a steady stream? How do you approach it as director?
That's a great question, and really there's room for 3 more fields on the master plan, baseball, softball fields, and really what's hindering us from being able to have even bigger tournaments and bigger events is not having those 3 fields completed. About $6 million to finish those last phase of the park, and we figure it's about 2.5-year payback before, on economic impact to pay for that investment. So there are some certain things that we're doing. We're actually not going after national events. We're going after Western national events, especially with ASA softball, because they actually bring more people, and it's a less out of our pockets as far as putting on those events than the national ones.
Interesting. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll have much more with Brian in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Medford Parks and Recreation Director Brian Sjothun. We're talking about your very successful U.S. Cellular Community Park. Now, you were part of the people who planned this. Did this meet your expectations? I mean, you're bringing in millions.
I think it's exceeded my expectations. I think it's exceeded a lot of folks' expectations. I don't think anyone really knew what to think when it was first being designed. And we had, we built this park for Medford and the surrounding area first and foremost. And because of the way we built it with the synthetic turf and really did things first class, it's really attracted a lot of folks and a lot of attention to Medford from outside the area. So we've been so busy, it's we have to take a step back every once in a while and really realize what's out there.
Yeah, and just in case anyone's watching, a Medford resident perhaps, and isn't familiar with how this works, can I just show up there and throw some pitches to some friends, or do we have to sign up? How does that work?
It's a regular park. You can go on out there and do just about anything you want according to the rules on the synthetic turf. We do have a lot of rentals. People call up and they rent the fields for practices, and so if you're out there and somebody shows up with a permit, you're going to have to move. But there's so many fields out there, 132-acre park, that there's definitely room for everybody. Yeah,
you've got some options there. Yeah. Now, does the success of U.S. Cellular Community Park, now how does that transfer over to other projects that I know you're working hard on, Hawthorne Park and getting a pool, expanding Medford's pools?
Yeah, I think there was some real misconceptions about what the pool project was. Going to the voters, it wasn't the water park, and I think a lot of people thought that was that. We think that the economic impact and the success of U.S. Cellular Community Park would bode well for folks to trust us, because we did build that project actually well within budget. So we have some good success with doing that. And we're going to still keep working on the aquatics issue, because there's a lot of folks that have said don't stop. And Starbucks, Howard Schultz, he was told no 2,500 times before he got funding for Starbucks, and I think they're doing pretty well. So
yeah, there's one on each corner across the street right now, I do believe. Okay, and then lastly, if anybody wants more information about the parks or anything, where can they go?
They can go to playmedford.com. They can go to sportsmedford.com. You can go to swimmedford.com. It's part of
Is that it? No, only 3 websites?
Well, right now only 3.
Okay.
You know, if we can sell enough advertising on those things, we can go ahead and do it. But no, we're trying to do, that's our branding that we're doing for us. And folks can also go to the city website as well.
Very nice. Brian, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Stay with us. We'll be right back.